Hello everyone, so this is my first ever sketchbook. It is not an actual sketchbook with proper drawing paper, so the paper in it is extremely weak. I started this in 2016 and I think up until 2017 going on to 2018. And yeah, let's just get started. So, we start off with a bunch of writings from my friends to me, and I'm actually going to skip the first page because that comes actually later on in the sketchbook. But my first official page is this. My first ever drawing was this one over here. I only drew this eye portion, my friend drew the eyebrow because I was struggling, and I started in 6th of May 2016. And my concept for the sketchbook was to be a book where I drew about celebrities and, influencers, features. Under it, we have another eye, which I drew on this page because I wanted to see a progression of my eye drawings. As you can see, the eyebrow is not drawn because I still could not draw eyebrows, and I still to this day cannot draw good eyebrows. So this is my official first page. Now we're coming to my non-official first page. This one. The reason that my first page is not actually this is because I was too intimidated to actually draw anything on the first page. So I thought it'd be easier to start off the sketchbook drawing on the second page. And so I think maybe 5 or 6 drawings into this book, I drew this. As you can see, I'm using markers, which is something I didn't do until further into the sketchbook. The inspiration behind this, I have this Pokemon shirt. I thought it'd be a big piece, something bold to draw. And as you can see, it's not finished because I have a tendency to starting things, and if I don't finish them immediately after starting, I forget about it. So after these two, we have this Dan and Phil drawing in this kind of anime style, because at the time I did a lot of anime-esque style. I watched a lot of anime. It was kind of how I was slowly learning to get into art and drawing. This is from The Amazing Book is on Fire, if I'm not incorrect. And I try to draw the little signatures. After that, I have this. This is still to this day probably one of my favorite drawings. And this was actually quite the experience because I put live flowers on his crown and on these corners, but at the time I didn't understand how drying flowers worked. So I picked up some flowers from a tree outside my house that looked like these, and I glued them and they started to go brown, and I started freaking out because I was like, oh my god, I ruined my drawing, and I had to rip them all off. There's still stains. By the way, this design is not mine, it's from another artist. Here is me trying to be funny with my art. At the time, I played this game called Nico Atsume, where it's an app game where you collect cats, and I thought it'd be funny to take the Blurryface album and put cats in it. So this drawing is a very infamous drawing from back in the day. This is, again, someone else's design. It's from the Car Radio music video. And I thought I'd recreate it. I thought I'd redraw it. And I posted this on my fan account at the time. And someone took it and posted on an art account for 21 Pilots. And they roasted it. They said that it looked like he was eating his fingers off. Here is another attempt at drawing 21 Pilots things. So I actually couldn't draw the hands, so I had to trace them, and that's why they're so tiny, and that's why I had to fill up a bunch of the page with lyrics. Another 21 Pilots drawing from the Ride song. This is okay, so let's get real deep into this one. The coloring is absolutely terrible. I don't know if y'all can see how bad it is. I'll try to zoom in so you guys can really absorb the scratchiness of the ombre. I didn't want to draw Tyler's face, so I drew the Ride logo from Blurryface on the head, and I covered the hands. And it says, the lyrics from the song. This is a very confusing drawing to a lot of people. Understandably so. It's not good, so I don't think that helps the confusion. But back in the day, when I guess Brendan Urie is turning 29, he had this like character on Snapchat that he used to do, which was like this drag queen. It was like a drag queen filter on Snapchat. And it was his birthday, and I saw someone draw him as a drag queen character, and I wanted to also draw him as that character. Just skip it. Here's just a casual Shiba Inu. So here is Dan Howell when he was like 16. He has a shirtless photo, and I decided to draw only like half of the shirtless photo because I was too lazy to draw the rest of it. And I, for some reason, thought it'd be a good idea to put a Snapchat filter on him. I think I was trying to avoid drawing the nose. So here is, I think a design I found on Pinterest, and I decided, oh no, it was on, you know what, it was on We Heart It. Remember when that was a thing? So this drawing is actually from another artist. At the time I found them on my art account, on my fan account. Really liked the style, really liked how they drew Dan and Phil. I was meant to draw Phil, but I completely forgot. So this drawing is actually like a drawing that is really sentimental to me. Basically, it's my first ever non-referenced drawing. I was in either math class or Turkish class. Rather than paying attention to the class, decided to draw something. Drew her like an upcoming Gears, try to revamp her with my new technique and style, and etc, etc. So the next drawing, these are just some observation flowers I drew. This was my friend's side profile that I liked, so I drew it. This is Space Kid, it's Kick the Beat, the PJ's animation series. I really thought I'd redraw Space Kid. This is another infamous drawing of mine. It's the Wild album by Troye Sivan, self-explanatory. And I'm not very good at drawing flowers, as you guys could probably tell. And so these are actually meant to be flower petals on his face. I'll put the photo of the album cover. And everyone told me when I posted this that they looked like mashed potatoes, and I couldn't see it like the same sense. Next up, we got Bulbasaur. I mean, Bulbasaur is my favorite Pokemon, so I thought I'd just draw him. Here is Shaggy. So this one is, I was again in school, I was in class. I found a book, and the cover had like this wolf on it, and I was too lazy to actually draw like the details of the wolf, so I made it into a silhouette form, and I made this like galaxy background. Ooh. So this, I think I drew this in 9th grade. So all of these were in the 8th grade. This is now coming on to 9th grade, and this is Millie Martinez's dollhouse like look from her music video. I don't draw a lot of hair, and I'm not very good at drawing hair, so I think the hair is pretty good. The face is the issue. This is a drawing that I did because I saw another artist's drawing of like this castle crystal thing. I actually like this drawing because all these little like things around the crystals are done by my friend, and I just think it's a cute memory from her. So here was me trying to get into drawing lips. I didn't do a very good job, I know. I added some like glittery details to the mouth to distract people from how bad it actually looked. Lip that looks like an apple. It wasn't meant to look like an apple, and it was meant to be like those like cool drippy like lip gloss things. So this is a character from Tokyo Ghoul. I completely forgot her name. I thought it'd be cool to draw her. The reason that her notepad is so long is because I did not want to draw her hands because her hands were in the original photo. This was actually the promo picture for season 3 of Tokyo Ghoul. This is a drawing from Doodle Date. I, at the time, would leave stuff empty, like plain like this, just a sketch, and I'd photocopy them and paint on marker later because I was too worried about ruining the original sketch. So this is just Balloony. I just thought it'd be fun to draw Balloony. this drawing. So I thought I was getting really good and really skilled at drawing people. I made a speed drawing and posted it on YouTube. Looking back on it, she has no jaw nor no chin. So here is Mimi Q. I'm not exactly sure if I wrote this correctly because my friend told me once that I wrote it wrong and I don't remember if I corrected myself. Here is L from Death Note's logo. So I started 9th grade, right? I thought it'd be nice if I drew Heath Ledger as a Joker for Yasmin. If you guys remember, but around 2017 there was a really big trend about peaches. One of my favorite phrases at the time was everything's peachy. And yeah, that's about the only reason why I drew this stupid peach. Here's an avocado, because also around 2017 everyone was obsessed with fucking avocados. And I had literally never even eaten an avocado in my life at the time. But I wanted to be on trend. So this is for you, Otabi Swim Club. And he's Makoto. He was my favorite and I decided to draw him. This is from No Game No Life. I don't remember his name. So I bought a bunch of the Tokyo Ghoul mangas and I started drawing the images from the manga in here. Eyes from Free. I think it was Haru's eyes, if I'm not correct about the name. So this is a drawing from an artist I still really like. I saw this back in the day and I was like, oh my god, that's the most beautiful painting I've ever seen, and I really wanted to draw it. So this is my interpretation of it. This is how I drew it. After that, I wanted to kind of look into drawing characters without a reference, kind of my own original character. So I drew this little deer girl, this little ribbon around her hair, and I tried to draw these individual parts of this mouth and nose and this eye, but it kind of looks like a face, which is kind of freaky. And I drew these little ears and horns and a little skull. So here's another manga. It's All You Need Is Kill. I tried to cover up not drawing the mouth with the name. This actually took up a lot of ink. So I had to glue 2 pages together to actually, make it not rip apart because it was ripping. And now we get into, in my opinion, the cringiest phase of my life, which was my Mystic Messenger phase. In Mystic Messenger, there was a character called 707. So he had a card in the game where he dressed up as a nun, and I drew that. And it just gets worse from there. It's 707's twin brother. I think I saw this on Tumblr. This was someone else's drawing, and I again, of course, redrew it because I thought it was cool. And it took me ages to draw this stupid hand, and that's why it looks so bad. I bought the Fall Out Boy American Beauty, American Psycho album. I wanted to draw the cover of it. So for you guys who don't know how it looks, this is how it looks, and that's my drawing of it. So this is a character from Attack on Titan. I don't remember what her name was. This is a random girl I found on the internet, an anime drawing of a girl I found on the internet who's crying, and I thought I'd draw it. The hand is so bad. There are some other eyes I drew from the Tokyo Ghoul series. The guy with the eye of this. Don't remember what his name was, but I know how terrible this drawing is because after I drew it, I hated it and I never looked at it again. So I watched maybe 3 seasons of Breaking Bad, and I tried to draw Walter White, and it was extremely terrible. He kind of looks like the Zodiac Killer and Ted Cruz all at the same time, and I'm sorry for that. So here is Victor from The Corpse Bride. So around this time I was trying to learn how to draw realistic eyes, and I took some photos, or I took some inspiration from eyes of an artist I liked. I just drew them, tried to take what aspects of the eyes I liked and try to incorporate that into my own drawings. This is around the time when Dodie Clark released her Intertwined album, and I was extremely excited. I'm a huge Dodie Clark fan, if you guys didn't know. Here is my attempt at drawing Brendan Rogers. So this is now getting into my Yuri on Ice territory. So you guys will see a lot of Yuri. Here's another drawing of Yuri. And I actually had a third drawing of Yuri right here, but because of this piece right here and my usage of water, which I'll explain, the paint, like the drawing, came off and ripped, so I don't have it anymore. So now onto this page. This page is a really monumental page in my sketchbook because up until this page, I had not drawn multiple things on a singular page. This was my cacti. I tried to do a realistic drawing of it. This is another eye inspired by the first one. This is like a cherry blossom tree. This was just a girl I drew. I was trying to get into my own style and I tried to draw a person without a reference. And I wanted to do like a watercolor background thing. And I had no watercolor, so I took a marker and I put water on it. And I fucked up the rest of the pages. So here I was getting into drawing anatomy aspects, especially from this anatomy drawing. I use a lot of this kind of shading under the boobs. And I use a lot of this kind of collarbone work and the necks work. Here is a blank page, more or less. These are Levi's eyes from Attack on Titan. This is from a manga I was reading at the time. This is D.Va from Overwatch. I was a D.Va and Mercy main, and I thought I'd draw my two mean girls. Here are some drawings of my cat, Luna. And some more Yuri on Ice. So this is Victor. I drew silver on his hair because I thought it looked cool. So I bought these pens called Chameleon pens. And that was me trying to test out using the Chameleon pens. Here's some little eye designs I did. I think I saw someone on the internet draw a bunch of characters' eyes. So I wanted to try it out. This is my friend Rachel's eye, and this is my eye. This is Widowmaker from Overwatch. This is Peridot from Steven Universe. At the time I was watching a lot of Steven Universe, and Peridot is my birthstone, so I decided to draw her. Here's some more Steven Universe. I think I watched a video on the internet about how to draw realistic eyes, and I got really inspired by it, and I decided to really try and get into it. And this is my eye. These two are from an image I found of a girl with, and so I did these on the plane, and we're going to Amsterdam. And yeah, these were some little tattoo designs. Here are some other little tattoo designs. This is a pin I actually owned. This is a design I drew on a desk, and then I really liked the design, so I drew it back of my sketchbook, and I also drew it here not to forget about it. And this is just kind of like air, earth, and water, or like I guess a galaxy. So this is a recreation of a painting I bought from Lisbon. I got this painting while in the 8th grade, and I had it in my room for like a year, and I thought I'd draw it in my sketchbook. So at this point, I really was trying to get into my unique style. And then I drew No Face because I thought my chameleon pens would look cool, making this kind of translucent background for him. Here are some irises I drew because I thought they'd just look cool. So here is me trying to, again, draw eyes in the style I liked it, with very exaggerated eyelashes like that, and just with these eyelid kind of designs. And I tried to draw myself like that. At the time I had this pink bottoms of my hair. Drawing's like my first character that I drew with my original style. The reason she has a mask on her face is not because I thought it'd be a cool detail, it's because I was using these chameleon pens that I would lighten at the edge, so the black pen would look this like grayish color, and I kept on messing up at the bottom of her face, so I had to cover it up with this black mask. Again, this is another character. Here are some more characters. This is me going through a major art blockage, not knowing what to do, not knowing to draw. I wrote a little poem from Bo Burnham, wrote little Troye Sivan lyrics. This is when I tried to learn how to draw side profiles, and this is when I started using this like paper to cover up drawings. I saw a bunch of artists doing it on Instagram, and I covered this up because I really hated drawing, but you can see it from back here, so it didn't really do much. Around 2018, there's this trend of one-line art, and I was really getting into it, so one day I decided to draw a bunch of things I found on Pinterest, and then I drew Thomas Sander in this one-line art style. And then I started to fuck up. Okay, so this is when I bought my watercolors, and I did not know that this paper would not be able to take in water. So I drew Black Bear's Dead Roses album cover. I drew this little blue whale. A lot of people thought I was in the blue whale challenge, and I had to explain to my mom that I wasn't going to kill myself. This was of a tarot card. This was meant to be Dodie Clark, but it kind of looks like my friend. I started using this color palette thing, trying to test out how I made colors because I was newly getting into watercolors. Here is a concept I think I saw on Instagram one day. So here is the album Ode to Sleep. Not Ode to Sleep, fuck. This is for the album Vessel. I have all the songs. I actually owned the album, so I put it in my record player and I just started painting whatever I heard. Not fun. And then here's the next page for Vessel, all their songs, and then also the deluxe songs. So this is the guy from Gorillaz. I forgot his name, but that's him. And this is a drawing of like embroidery I found on an H&M shirt, but it was too tiny to actually like be worth buying. Here's like kind of coming to the end of my sketchbook. At this time, I had bought a watercolor sketchbook, which I was using more frequently, so I kind of didn't care about the sketchbook. But, you know, I drew my little ukulele with all the stickers I put on it, another one of my succulents, Pink Guy, which I covered his face because I didn't like how I drew it, and my candle holder with a candle in it. As you see, Pink Guy's face back here. So yeah, the rest of the pages are just writings my friends made for me so I could look back on this book and like remember them. And that's the end of my 2-year sketchbook. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see any more of my sketchbooks, comment down below. And yeah, hope you guys liked it. Bye!